Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's the first of school for a lot of students in our area. But this is the last class for our Python level 4. Last week, we pretty much complete a game. Of course, if we see this video game, it's really elementary. But for Python programming, actually, it's very advanced already. So it's a very advanced of Python programming. We're using Python to develop a game. You could have other tools to develop a game, but this one give us advanced skills. So we developed one. So let me share what we have so far. Yes, Camille, I know that you were absent for several weeks. Let me share my screen. So I uploaded my code to the Google Drive here. So I asked every one of you bookmark this one. So if you go to the shared Google Drive, and you will see this file here. Okay, you will see this file. So Python for class Py. So go ahead and get this file, and it has last week's final code. So let me share this to you. So what does it look like? If I right click on it, and I then say run it, okay. So you see, I give myself 60 seconds, and I have a button. So if you press on any key, it will not start the game. But if I click on the start button, no matter if you click the key or not, it will start the game. So let's try it. Click on it, and then the background music starts, right? So, okay. Of course, I did not run the entire 60 seconds because that takes too long. I just show you how it works. So it runs 10 seconds. Now you see my clock shows 0 second left. Of course, you can make this look better. You will say time left for the game, something like that. Okay, seconds of time left for the game. If you try to improve that, and you see this displays who won the game, and it says Bob wins because Bob has 110 points. Okay, so hopefully everyone has get to this point. And you see in this application so far, we did pretty much everything that a sophisticated developer needs to do. You see, we create a class, and we create a lot of functions, and we use the class, and we even use the class property to control the game. You see, the class has a property called a start game. That's a flag. We use it to control. Okay, and also we did the interaction. Okay, here is the code for you to interact with the user input. All right, so let's move on. Today we're going to learn more exciting things. So let's move on. So what are we going to learn? Image. We learn the image. We spend like 2 weeks to learn the image in Python. So today we're going to learn a little bit more. So we learned how to load an image to a game window weeks ago. Now let's learn using image as a button. So let's go to this website again to refresh our mind about image. So let me give you this link. You can go there if you already bookmark the Hagim documents. Okay, if you did that, can you guys go there and look for this website? So we're going to learn the website. Okay. Right, click on images. So you see here you have the images, you load this images. So just come to refresh your mind. And then let's just learn how to use it. It will be very fun and very easy. How easy it is, I will show you. Right? Give you 1 minute just to refresh your memory on image. Right? I also want to take the advantage of this time. Does anyone need my help before I move on? See if your code has a problem, your application does not run, or you get lost somewhere, somehow, and you really need someone to rescue you. Right? Nobody, all of you are in good shape. I do not see any today. Okay. All right. So if you are good, so can you ask the question, Camilla, which part you get confused? Speak up, Camilla.
Like, I'm just confused which part we are because I'm still trying to find the code from the previous classes.
So do you have access to the Google Drive?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now.
Yeah,
In the,
the file called Python 4 class.
okay, let me
Do you
find
see
that.
that?
Yeah, I found it.
All right, you just copy and then you just copy that one, add it to your PyCharm. Okay, that should be good.
Okay.
For other students, are we good? Let me just check Chris. Are you good, Chris?
Yep, I am.
How about you, Owen? Very good. I think you guys are good. Even though the school just started today, so you guys are not overwhelmed. That's great. Let's move on. Let's have some fun. All right. So I have the start image in the Google Drive. Can you guys go to get it? It's called the start.jpg. So let's load that start image and display it on the surface to see how it looks like. All right. Let me give you these 2 lines of code. And then I will just display it. And I want you guys to look at my screen where I put it. So look at it. Let me see. I'm not doing like the screen field. So let me just put it here, right before the main loop. There's 2 lines of my code. So let me run it. You see, I have a button here, right? You see the start button? Go ahead and get that. And then, so then run these 2 lines of code to see if you see this button on your game window. I'm not rushing. I'm saying this class is just to help us to develop more sophisticated skills. So after the class, and we will be an expert of Python. Okay. So you say you learn how to do loops, how to do function, how to develop a class, how to use a class, how to develop a method in the class, how to define functions, right? So you pretty much touched every aspect of development. All right, so are you guys good? Are you guys good? So I can move on. Okay.
I'm good.
Body is object to moving forward. So let's move on. Speak up, okay? If you have any question, I do not want you to be the one left behind. Right? We have seen the benefit of using a class last week, right? We developed a class, we use it, and you see how easy to use it. You just create an instance. So how do we make it that button using an image? The current button is a text render and a regular shape. Can we replace it using the image? Let's try it. We wanted to do something new, right? So let's try it. So here's the code for the init method. Replace the old one. You say in this init method, you pass in an x and a y. Okay. Then you just say start game equal to false. That's the same as this one. Okay. So let me scroll up a little bit here. See here. Okay. Button text x and y. So we keep x and y here. But we just use the start image and then we split the image. So now this code makes the construct so simple. Okay, so let me send this to you. All right. So I ask you to replace the entire constructor of the Python class. That means the whole thing here. Look at my screen and do not put it in the wrong place. There's a class button, this is the constructor. And you see I have so many code to create that button. No, just use that. I only have 3 lines of code. So now I go back to this one. Okay, before the menu, I remove those 2 lines of code to load that image. Let's remove it. So you see the button has an image. Okay, then I put the image on it. Let me save the code and I go to my slides, see what I ask you to do. Run the application, click on the image button and see what happens. Okay. Let's run this application now. Oh, sorry. I needed to change one thing. When I use the button class, I just needed to remove the first parameter value because we do not need a text anymore. Okay. Save it. Run it. You see, this new button I have. That text button is gone. And you see how easy it is. You just create an instance of the button class. Now you got it, right? Now let's click on this button. You see it works perfectly, right? It works perfectly fine. So let me stop sharing, and I want 3 students to share your work to me. All right. So give you 1 more minute so you can catch up. You see, I changed this code here. I removed those two lines of code that load the image. I did change the constructor of the class button. All right. Okay. So let me stop sharing. I want three students to share your work to me. Do I get a volunteer?
I can go.
Go ahead. I do not hear the music and the sound. And then also, can you scroll? Okay. Can you close this window? Let me show you what you need to do. Can you remove the code and then 96 and then 97? Remove it. You don't need it anymore. Okay. Now share to me. Also share your computer sound. Click on the button. Very good. Very good. Okay. Who will be the next one?
I just want to finish this thing up, but after that I can volunteer.
Okay, good, Chris. Take your time. Who will be the next one? Nobody? Nobody? Oh. Okay, so let me then call a student, okay? Owen. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So Chris, are you done?
Almost.
Okay, give you one more minute then. So Audrey, does it work for you? Do you want to share yours? All right. So how about you, Sam?
Mine doesn't work. It just tells me that init takes 3 positional arguments, but 4 were given.
Yeah, so can you share it so I can help you? Yes, so can you go to line 62? Yeah, can you remove a start there? In the parentheses, yeah, remove that and the comma. In the quotes. Oh, you need to keep the parentheses. Yeah, save it and then run it.
Thank you.
Can you remove those two lines to load the button image? The two lines before the menu. Okay, so Chris, you ready now? You wanted to share me?
Right now I'm just dealing with them. I'm dealing with an error right now. Sort of.
What error do you have? Can you share it to me?
File not found. I just gotta use it. I'm gonna need to change the path up and yeah.
Okay, then you deal with it yourself. Okay.
I'm just gonna rerun it. Hopefully it work. It could work now.
Okay. You have a lot of songs there.
I added the cat sound.
I cannot see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna share that screen too. So I'm gonna run it and then I'll.
Yeah, I cannot see it. You cannot share it to me. Okay. Yeah, can you press your key? I do not see your button. Where's your button image? You may not download that image, right?
Okay, should I send the code?
Yeah, can you show me the code?
Sure.
Did you have the start jetpack? You have that there.
And also I have.
Can you scroll up? Let me see your. Okay. Yeah, and let me see your code again. Oh, why? Can you scroll up the location? Yeah. No. More scroll down a little bit. More. More. Okay. You said 952 to 955, right?
Yeah.
It should be in the button class. Where's your button class? Where did you define your button class?
I forgot to define it. I think. Okay.
Can you go to the Google Drive to download my code there? Okay.
Okay.
So let me share my code to you. You can stop sharing. Thank you, Chris.
Okay.
So you see, this is the constructor, right? I did have a class button. You see, I have that. Then you see, I create an instance of the class. All right, very good. So you see the point of using a class. You create a button class. Then now everything is taken care of by the class itself. What you need to do, just to create an instance of it. All right? Just to create an instance of it, and then it will work. So if you really wanted to mess up yourself code, do another one. Let me just say start button 1. Okay. Let me make this like a 450, and then 450. Okay. And then let's run it. All right, you see I have 2 buttons here. So if I click this button, do you think it will start my game or not? I want you guys to give me an answer on that, and then tell me why. So first, let me click on it. Nothing happens, right? Right? But I click on this one, why it works. This is a question to you guys. Can you guys tell me why? I do have 2 buttons. They are all the instance of this class. Then why I click on this button, it works. I click on this button, it does not work. Any idea? Any idea? Let me ask a pattern. Do you know why?
Maybe because the first button has like a code a lot that if you click it, it'll run, but then the second one doesn't have the code in it.
I create a button from this class. You see this class has get event on click. But your word here, you say only use the start button for the event. I did not use the start button 1. So that's why it does not receive the event here. Very good. Thank you, Patton. Very good understanding of the code. Wonderful. All right, so let's move on. Let's learn more. You see, when you place an image, you just need to set its top left position. If we change that value, the image will appear in a different location. You also know that the game window is refreshed frequently. We can change the frame rate. Okay, so why do we change that? So with all those skills, now we are ready to do a dynamic position example. Dynamic position example. So we will generate the position randomly and place the image in different location with a random value that will create animation. That will create an animation. So this is a more exciting code or skills we are going to learn today, as I mentioned in the beginning of the class. So I want you guys follow me, get to this position, okay? So are you guys ready to move on? All right, so now let's just move on. So we do not need to worry about all the previous code. Right? So let's copy the butterfly image and the MP3 file to the project. Right? And you guys go ahead and do that in this Google Drive. You will see in the butterfly image, something like this, butterfly image and the butterfly MP3 file. You can see butterfly MP3 file. Let me see. Butterfly MP3 file. Let me just check. Butterfly MP3. Let me just go to this place. Butterfly MP3. See it here. Butterfly MP3, butterfly PNG file. You guys go to get it from the Google Drive. Do you, Chris, do you have that file in that location? eTemp game JPG. You may
No,
not. You may not have it.
you need to download it.
Can you share your screen to me? You need to share me the entire screen, not just the source code, because I wanted to see if you have that. Usually, if you use a MacBook, you may not have that. If you use Windows, then show me your E drive.
I use a Mac.
Okay, so that's why you need to change it. You need to change the path.
What do I change it to?
You need to change the path. Then you need to know where you download it, right? Where you save that file. Okay, so let's start it. Let's start it. Let me get to a new file here. Let's start with a brand new Python class file, okay? Let me just use this one. Level 4 Python class. Let me see if this is a very simple one. Okay, I think it is a very simple one.
So what do I rename the file to if I'm using a Mac?
It's not the file name. It should be the location of the file. Let me show you, okay?
Okay.
If you do that in a Mac, you may need to see the file is, let's say, it's in the users downloads, and then the file name. But I really don't know what exactly on your computer, right? I really don't know. So you need to find out where it is, so you can get the location of your file. Right?
Yeah, I think I should just find it out myself, like where everything is.
All right, so let's start with a very simple Python game file. Let me give you this. So I save this file. I call it the simplest. So let me give the code to you, so you can start a brand new Python module. So how to do that? So if this is your, let's say, if this is your package, right click on it, and then you see new Python file. Give it a name that you like. Okay, give it a name that you like. For me, I will just replace this one. Right, level 4 class. So this is our simple step Python game code, right? In the first of all Python game class, I give you this code. So if I run this one, it's just a simple game window like this. All right. Okay. So I want you guys now go ahead and download that image. Give you this code. And I put this code here before the main loop. Put it here. All right. So once you put that there, let's just load it. All right. So you remember that. So this will be the classical music. We are loading Butterfly. So let me just give you this code, and this code you should be very familiar. The only thing we change is the music file. So you guys go ahead and get this code as well. I'll put it here after I loaded the image, right? All right. So let me run this file now. It will just play the music. Okay, that is the music we have. So if you like Chinese classical music, this one is very famous. Okay, very famous. If you dance ballet, and you also know this one, okay? So I have that code. I want you to put it in your simplest high game code. And now let's move on. We're trying to do animation, right? So we said we wanted to use random and random position. So we needed to import a random to the project. If we wanted to create a random number, we want to set the frame rate to 10, so it does not go too fast, right? So how do we do that? Well, let's do a screen fill white. Then we create, you see, a set to 10, right? And then I will just split this butterfly on my screen. Let me give you that code as well. Look at my screen, and I will put this code in my menu. Okay. Put it here before display flip. Come on. Let me fix the format problem. Let me give you the correct format. Go ahead and get it with the right formatting. And then let me paste the code here. Right, you see that, let me just indent those, okay? So you see I have several things to go right with the simplest code. With the simplest code. I needed to import a random. Let me just import it. Import the Pygame random. Okay. So import both. And here it does not know what is white because we have not defined the color yet. So I will use white equal to, you know, this is just a tuple. So I use parentheses. White means all the colors are in the full. So it's 255 to 55. So you will see that my butterfly will be in a random position. Okay, so let me run it this time. And I hope you can see how it looks like on my computer. Let me run it. Okay, let me stop here and try to help you guys if you are behind or you get lost. All right, so let me just remove those spaces. Anyone need my help? If nobody needs my help, I will ask three students to share your work to me. Let me give you 1 minute so you can catch up. Maybe you're still downloading the butterfly files or the butterfly music. All right, go ahead and do that. So let me just run it. All right, I know a lot of you play piano, right? So this a piece of a piano, but it's most famous format is a violin. All right, let me stop sharing. Nobody asked me for help. That's a good sign. So if I call you, you should be able to share your work to me. All right, so how about you, Camilla? Camilla? Can you run it? Wonderful. All right, wonderful job. Karen. Karen. Can you share your work to me? Run it. Now share your screen. I cannot hear you, Torren, if you are speaking. Can you just share your screen to me if it runs for you? All right, so let me see, 168, okay. You did not use the simplest code. So then can you scroll down? Let me see. What do you have? 168. Oh, looks like it. All right. So you have a lot of code that mingle together. I see that you have a lot of like the main loops in your code. And let me see if I can get the control of your computer. Can you give me the control? Let me just see if I can scroll and take a look at your code. Okay. All right. Yeah, there are a lot of things here. I think it's better for you to start from the simplest. Let me just explain something to you. Hopefully, that will help you. Okay. You see here for event in the Pagam event, this should stay in the main loop because only when the main loop, it will give you the chance to capture the event because it coming back again, and you see you have it here twice. So that's why I really want you to start with the simplest code first. This will be very hard to troubleshoot it. And also you can just download the Python 4 class file from Google Drive. That's a working Pygame class. Okay, thank you, Torren, for sharing. So in the chat, I have a portion that gives you the simplest code. If you did not get it, so let me just do it again. You see, I have the simplest Pygame code here in this file. So let me just copy it, and then now let me put it into the chat again. So you start with the simplest, okay? Then let me give the code. So that's that part of the code. Let me give you the code of the working one we just worked on. So I want you to have that as well. You created a new Python file and have this file and have this code pasted to that file. It will work, provided you have downloaded the butterfly image and the butterfly music. All right, so let me ask Leo. Can you share your work to me?
I didn't really get it because for part of the class, I was using an iPad because my computer is out of battery.
All right. So how about you just get the code I just posted it, okay? Only the portion you need, okay?
Okay.
So look, do you mind to share?
Okay. Oh, I forgot to share sound.
Very good. Wonderful job, look. So can I check one more student then? How about your pattern? Are you still there?
Hello, me?
Yes,
Yes, I can show you my screen.
please. Very good. Thank you. Now let me ask you guys a question. Why the butterfly is moving? Can anyone tell me? Why you see the butterfly is flying?
Because it puts the butterfly at a random place and then fills the screen with white and then does it again. So it'll look like it's moving.
Okay, very good. So if I change this, can you guys go ahead and change this to like 100 frame rate? 100.
See the screen.
Let me run it. Let me share my screen. So change the frame rate, this one. Okay, in your code, change it to 100. Okay, now let me change it to 1. So you will see it flies or not. Okay, you do not see it fly, right? It's just in the random position. So it's best is, you know, to make this like a frame rate bigger than 20. Let's do 25. All right, so let me run it again. So now this help you understand the frame rate, how Pygame refresh the window. Okay, so very good. Let's move on, do a little bit more. So this is simple, right? So can we, okay, run it, change frame rate, and run again? Do you still remember the random modules that we learned in level 1? And you have the random range method here we used, right? Random range. So what do you get? Use random range, then you get a value between 0 and 800. So your window size is 800 by 600. So that's why you want to keep it in your window. So the X and Y value will not go beyond your window, right? That's easy. That's easy. So let's move on. Can we draw more butterflies? So let's try 10. So let me give you this code now. And I want you guys to replace the code. I want you to look at my screen first. What I want to change. Okay. So you see what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the whole code here to here. The flip, I will not change it. Okay. So let me just do the correct indentation. Okay, you see screen fill with white. Let me make this 25. Okay, now I'm doing a loop here. I will create 10 positions with X, Y value. Then I will split the butterfly on the screen with that position. So that will be 10. Let me save my code and run it. So want you guys to get this. So can I check 2 students' work? If you have not been called today, do you want? I wish you can volunteer yourself. You have never shared your work to me. So Leo, you catch up. You catch up with us.
Still not.
And Audrey. Audrey, are you with me? Audrey. Sure. All right. So I think I called Urban. I called Camille. I called Luke. Called Torren. Chris, you also. You were called as well. Sam, did I call you, Sam?
You called me today, just not for this butterfly thing.
Okay, good. As long as I caught you, then I think that's fair. All right. So Leo and Audrey, I need you both to share. So how much longer do you both need?
I don't really know.
All right. So how about you, Audrey? You don't know as well. Okay. All right. So then let me just get a pattern. Can you share yours again, pattern? Let me see
Okay.
your 10 butterflies. Very good. Thank you. Look. Very good work. Okay. All right. So the last one, Camille. Can you share me yours? Great. Wonderful. So okay, now you guys say with random function, and we use it here with random function. You can create an animated image. Okay, an animated image. All right. So let me share my screen again. So you can find your own music and more than 2 of your own images. Use the image and position to do a fun application. And I'm not going to ask you guys to do in this class because this is the last class, and the next one. Okay, the next one will be next week. If you continue this class, so let me show you what we're going to learn. So this animation is really not. It's really not a serious game animation. So this will be the one. This is what we are going to do. So we will spend the time to learn this one. We will spend like a couple of weeks, maybe more than 2 weeks to run this one. So we will learn sprite and animation in level 5. So yeah, let me stop here. If you have any question, and I hope you guys get the skills you need and enjoy the class. As I mentioned, this is the last class, and we are open for registration for Python level 5. Let me return the class back to Miss He. Let me stop recording and return the class back to Miss He.